I'm Harvey Briggs, the editor and publisher of Rides and Drives, and this is another episode of Freewheeling with Rides and Drives. And today's studio is the 2020 Hyundai Venue Denim Edition. Yeah, it's the high-end Hyundai Venue. It's got everything on it. We'll do a full review on this so you can check that out. But in the meantime, we're going to use it here as our venue to talk about what's going on in the auto industry, what's going on at Rides and Drives, and whatever the hell else I feel like talking about. So let's get right to the news. Good news, Ferrari and Rolls-Royce have both reopened their factories and are both making cars again. A little easier for those boutique manufacturers to actually get back to work. They're doing things like they've blood tested employees before they could come back. They're taking temperature tests at the door when they come in. Lots of things like that. So you'll be seeing new Ferraris and Rolls-Royces rolling off the line pretty soon. The major manufacturers are all planning on getting back to work soon. They're working with their unions, with regulators to try to reopen as safely as possible. I know that Ford and GM have people in plants now trying to map everything out, so we'll see how soon they start making cars again. They are still waiting for buyers to come back, but the good news is it looks like they are coming back. There's a company called Autometrics, and they do their shopper demand surveys, and they do these daily, weekly, monthly, and annually. And as you'd guess, for the year, we're down about 12.5% on their shopper metrics data. But the last week, their shopper demand index has increased by 5%, which is great. And in the last day, they had a 14% increase in that shopper demand index. I'm not sure we're seeing a trend yet, but those are positive numbers, so maybe people are coming back. Let's see, some other news in the industry. Well, BMW has ended its European delivery program. They will no longer be doing that. And that's not a COVID thing. That's a business decision. It turns out not enough people were taking advantage of the program because everybody's buying SUVs these days. And those are all made in America, so you don't have to go to Europe and pick them up. So if you're one of those people, BMW ending this program, it's all your fault. Let's see what else. Lamborghini announced the new Evo Spider, which will be out soon, so you can go ahead and look for that. We'll have some information on that car up on the website soon as well. And if anyone from Lamborghini is listening, yes, we would like to drive that car. Let's see. Other coronavirus update in the industry. Manufacturers are extending their shopper assistance program. So if you're having trouble meeting your car payments, call those lenders and talk to them about it. Even private lenders are doing some of that as well, not just the manufacturer programs. So that's your best bet on that. Mazda extended their Healthcare Heroes program. So if you work in healthcare, they will change your oil, standard oil change, and give your car a deep cleaning, and they'll do that free of charge regardless of what model car it is. So whether you own a Mazda or anything else, take it to the Mazda dealer. If they're participating in this program, they are going to take care of you. FCA announced they are increasing their participation in their meals program. So again, more dollars going in to provide meals for school children in areas where their factories and their facilities are located. I think that's about it for automotive news, so let's talk about the website. Well, we've got a bunch of new interviews on the site, so you're going to want to come check those out. We've got some that are transcribed because people won't let them videotape us, but other people we videotaped, and we've got some great ones. There's a 30-minute interview with a woman named Leah Pruitt. She is a championship top fuel and factory stock drag racer. She's sponsored by Mopar and a number of other people, and she just gave a great, fun interview. So make sure you check that out. Also, RJ De Vera, he is the Global Customer Engagement Officer for Meguiar's, one of the great car care companies. His his story is super interesting. As a kid, he was a big Japanese cartooner in LA. He got really hooked up in that scene, creating events and starting a whole bunch of opportunities in that category. And then he got hired by Super Street magazine to be an editor there. At that point, he got hired by the producers of the first Fast and Furious film as a consultant, because that was all about Japanese tuned cars, and they helped arrange and find the cars for the movie. Ended up getting a part in the movie, and his car was one of the featured cars in the movie. So check out that interview. Super cool. We also talked to Michael Locke, the president of American Flat Track, and all the steps he's taking to revitalize that iconic American sport. It's not without controversy, so come hear what he has to say, and then you can look at some of the forums and blogs and see what the fans and maybe some of the traditionalists are saying about the NASCARification of American Flat Track. You might want to check that out. We also have a few reviews on the site. We have the Toyota Tundra 1794 edition pickup truck, a review of that. We have the Lexus RCF, and there are a few other things that are going to be popping up real soon, so make sure you check those out as well. So that's what's going on at Rides and Drives. Now I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and I haven't been able to do for about 8 or 9 weeks now, and that's travel. So people have asked me, boy, if you could go to any one of those places, spend your own money and enjoy it yourself, where would you go? And one of the places that really stuck with me was St. John's, Newfoundland. Went there a couple of years ago with GMC for the launch of the new Sierra pickup truck, and I got to tell you, it was amazing. St. John's in Newfoundland is far north Atlantic coast there in Canada. You can't get there from here. It literally took me 18 hours and 3 planes and long layovers and all that stuff, but once I was there, amazing. St. John's itself, super cool little city right on the Atlantic. It is the easternmost part of North America, so you can head over to this place called Cape Spear, watch the sunrise, and be the first person on the continent to greet the sun. The town of St. John's itself is a classic port city and fishing city. The cod industry was the biggest thing there, but then they had overfished it, and in '92 they actually had to shut down all cod fishing. That really slammed the economy there, and they've been in recovery mode ever since. Interesting thing now, you'll see lots of new businesses popping up, everything from tech to fashion to food and other things, and it's a city in transition, but in a really good way. I arrived late on a Saturday night, and we went out, found a great little microbrewery, lovely restaurant called Mussels on the Corner, which of course served great mussels. There was live music playing up and down that main street, so really fun, lively town. Then when you get out into the country around there, there's a little area just north of the city called Kitiviti. It's again just this picturesque fishing village. It looks like what you would design for a Hollywood movie. So that was super cool. We went up in there and had dinner at this place called the Mallard Cottage, which is a little local restaurant, super quaint and great local food, all freshly prepared. Then the next day we went on our drive and ended up at a place called Harbor Grace, which is a small little town on the bay where all the early aviators launched their transatlantic attempts. Amelia Earhart left from there to do her transatlantic crossing, and there's a lovely statue and memorial there to her. So, you can do all kinds of great things there. It's, there's fishing, you can go whale watching, the right time of year, you can watch the icebergs flow by. It's just a really interesting place. It reminds me of Maine and New Hampshire coastlines, but probably 30, 40 years ago. It really is a step back in time. Not super luxurious, but really great. If you like the outdoors, if you like adventure, you'll love going up to Newfoundland and St. John's. So that's all the time I have for Freewheeling today. We've covered a bit of news, a little bit on the website. Make sure you check out that new stuff. If you get a chance to visit St. John's, Newfoundland, do so. If you haven't considered it, put it on your list. Do some research. You'll really enjoy that. For ridesanddrives.com, I'm Harvey Briggs, and we'll see you somewhere down the road.